Hey, it's the Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
And what we're going to talk to you today about is the 20-second rule, which is a, what would you say, relationship management tool.
Disciplinary tactic.
It's a fight avoidance.
Yeah.
And a drama killer.
And it holds the man's frame really well.
And make no mistake, I didn't make this up. This is not mine. This is Black Dragon's.
So good.
I can't remember what Caleb goes by now. But he uses his real name. But I got it from him, and it's called the 20-second rule. And so let's say your girl starts giving you some drama, which is normal, For example, let's say she sees you staring at somebody's ass.
Yeah.
And some girl's walking by and you're staring at her ass. And you
or
get home.
like let's say you're going through the entrance to your apartment building, let's say. And there's a cute young girl walking like outside, kind of on the sidewalk, over his left shoulder, let's say. Your left shoulder, I mean. And you are looking at her so intently that you don't notice that the garage gate has opened quite some time ago, and you're not driving through, and you're just like locked in. And then she has to get your attention, so she gets mad.
So, yes, for example, again, more needless female drama. So how do you deal with that? So let me read verbatim from what is the 20-second rule. The 20-second rule means that any girl I'm dating has 20 seconds to scream her head off at me if she's upset and say whatever she wants. After 20 seconds, if she's still screaming, insulting, passive, aggressiving, whatever, she gets an instant soft next, and I go on with my happy life.
Yeah.
That's from Black Dragon. So
good.
It works.
It does.
I mean, you get back to the apartment, she's like...
Yeah. She's mad.
She's mad. And you can tell. And you don't want this thing, because, that's one of the problems with dealing with drama is it drags on and on and on.
Right.
And it's bad for her and it's bad for you.
Yeah.
So she has 20 seconds. You just simply go, hey, you got 20 seconds to tell me whatever it is bothering you.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Yeah. Yeah. And it applies whether she's being passive aggressive, like what you're talking about, right, with, where it's like, okay, clearly there's something
and
she's
not telling you.
Or she's already some of these girls are already mouthing pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
And then you cut it off with this also.
Exactly. Either way, even if it's starting to, but because even if she's already started rolling, you just say, stop. Just hold on one second. I want to hear what you have to say, but you have 20 seconds and not a second more to convey everything you want. Yeah. Okay? And then it's over.
Exactly.
We're not going to do this all night.
Yeah.
So, go.
Yeah.
And we've done it. We've done this like really early on.
Yeah.
Once or twice it was necessary.
Pretty early.
But that gives you an idea of how effective it is. Whatever was blowing up.
Yeah.
She got it out of her system. And 20 seconds doesn't sound like enough, but it tends to be more than enough.
Yeah. Well, and what's really fun? Oh, I'm sorry. What's really funny is I think the first 5 seconds, the girl just sits there in shock because this has never happened before. So it's like,
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "You're wasting time,"
Yeah. I mean, you don't interrupt. You just let her. She has 20 seconds, and it's more than enough time for them to get out whatever.
It's true.
And then you go on with your life.
Because think of how many girls will start arguments, let's say, and it just kind of keeps rolling all night long, all day, all week, whatever. And it's like one thing leads into another thing, And I think you've said before, it's like, you sound really unhappy. If a girl can spend a week pissed off at you about something, there's more of a problem there.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
But it's the perfect solution.
It really is.
And again, you use this early on your relationships.
Exactly.
It tends to kill 99% of the problems before they begin.
It really does.
And the girl tends to become much more low maintenance. You were low maintenance, as it is.
Yeah.
But a high maintenance girl, you'll already have gotten rid of her.
Yeah.
That's
true.
a good thing. It's kind of like a default setting. But the thing is, if they remember, you're still dealing with girls and women. If they can't shut up at 20 seconds, you have to soft next them.
Yeah.
And in short, and we'll do an entire podcast on soft next because we want it to be used properly. But it's a relationship tool. You basically cut off all contact, voice, text, social, for 3 days. And then after those 3 days, you just reach back out like nothing's, and resume your happy life.
Yeah.
That it's not possible to do if you live together. That's why this is these are relationship tools that you have to use early on your relationship.
Yeah.
But if she can't stop talking after 20 seconds, you just go, okay, and you stand up and you either shuffle her out the door,
right,
or you take her home, and you don't say anything. You just drop her off. She knows what's going on.
Right.
And then in 3 days, you reach back out to her.
Yeah.
You just go, okay, come on over. It's dinner time.
Yeah.
That's the deal. We'll talk about a soft next in a completely different.
It's pretty involved.
But the 20-second rule is simple, easy to apply, can be used in any situation.
So
you do
effective.
kind of have to be in a private area because if she does want to yell,
Yeah.
you got to let her yell. You don't want to be in the middle of a public street
No.
or, in public. But, get her to a private place and go, hey, you got 20 seconds, get it off your chest, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they'll usually get it out of their system. If they can't, again, you've got a soft next to work with. And it's more of a training tool.
Yeah,
you can see of it that way.
I think it sorts out a lot of girls because if they can't comply with this, it shows that they're not going to be submissive in a lot of other areas also.
No.
Or they don't value your leadership or your instruction enough or respect you enough to just shut the fuck up after 20 seconds. But a lot of times you don't even feel that 20 seconds because you're like, I've got to get to the heart of what's really bothering me or what I think is really bothering me right now. And make no mistake, a lot of times what girls will say is bothering them isn't really the root cause, which is why these arguments can drag on and on and on. But yeah, go ahead.
Would you say it forces a girl to actually skip right to the actual real cause?
Yes, or at least what she believes is the real cause.
Right.
Or whatever her immediate frustration is, for sure.
Interesting.
I think because you're like, oh fuck, okay. Whenever you said this, it really hurt my feelings, or it really reminded me of blah blah blah, or whatever. So then it's like, and then all you say is okay, or whatever, and it's like, oh. Okay, that's all there was to it.
Yeah, it really does. And what it does is it really does just kind of like present the problem up in a box, and you can see it for what it is.
Yeah, it's true.
And I've never heard of anybody needing to go further, or it carrying out, and it gives you the chance to like process whatever she's dealing with, and then you can decide down the road how you want to deal with it.
Yeah,
she's gotten it out of her system, and now you guys move on.
It's true. Well, and I do think an important point, and you're really excellent about this, is I think we both are, but I think it is because of your leadership in this area, that once a problem has come to light, it's like, okay, we don't have to talk it to death. We're not idiots. We know what the other person is saying and where they're coming from. So you don't have to have a big discussion based on her 20-second rant. You just say, okay, let's move on. It's dinner time. Let's, continue with our night. And a lot of times, in our experience, it does go away.
It goes away.
Yeah.
I
think it's an excellent tool.
That's why it has to be used, I want to say, somewhat early.
Yeah.
You can't apply this like 20 years in.
No.
When you got all kinds of,
Although I
trash.
could see it actually being still beneficial. I mean, yes, it is a training tool. But I could see, where they're a couple kind of gets just in a mode
Oh.
of just bickering.
What would you say? Yeah. That's their fighting style.
And I could
Yeah.
see him just kind of going, listen, I love you. You have 20 seconds to tell me what's really bothering you right now. And then I want to move on, with our lives.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
here's the bottom line. If you're married to somebody and you're planning on staying married to them or whatever, or dating or whatnot, it's like, we have a lot of living to do. I don't want to spend a third of it fighting. It's overrated.
No, or a week on this simple little problem that you can get out of
Exactly.
our system. So the 20-second rule. Let us know if you've used it.
Yeah.
We've used it, and it works.
Yeah.
And Black Dragon, he has some really good, on the ground, tested, I would say, tools and tactics for managing relationships that aren't widely known.
Yeah.
So I do like to share the best stuff that we find that we've used.
Yeah.
One thing we try to convey is we never suggest something to you, that we haven't actually done ourselves.
Or that we don't believe is a relatively universal tool or tactic.
Right. It's kind of like if we're talking about, like, just recently, like, is dating or is, wifing a virgin a good idea? You know what I mean? A lot of that's got to be kind of like a grouping of our observations over time.
Seriously.
But this is something, tools and tactics you have to have used,
Sure.
because then you understand the nuances. And there really isn't any nuance to this. I mean, like, when it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
The 20 seconds, it's done.
But I also think it's important to note, as a man, you can't drag it on the rest of the night.
No.
A lot of men kind of enjoy being butthurt then.
No.
You
gotta let
and
it,
stuff like that. You just have to kind of go.
let it go. You gotta keep your frame.
Yeah.
And move on. I mean, because that's the idea of it, is she's along for the ride. It's your show, and you've got to keep the show going.
Yeah.
You can't stop and, well, what she said hurt my feelings, and, oh, do you really feel that way? You've got to move on too.
Yeah.
You know?
And like you said, you can circle back to it kind of once you've processed it.
Yeah.
And when because she will have practically forgotten about it a few days later.
I think that may be the real secret, is down the road. I mean,
Yeah.
it gives you 24, 48 hours. You go, you forgot it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the real
Or you can
deal.
tease her about it or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's a whole other conversation.
So the 20-second rule, test it out,
So
stick
good.
by your gut. I think you'll be very pleased with just like when you learn game, you're like, holy shit, this thing works.
It really
Yeah.
is, from a female perspective, it's a great tool.
Yeah, from the guy's perspective, man, it's one of those things you go, shit, I wish I had known this thing existed a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I would have used it.
Yeah.
You know.
Imagine all the yappers I could have shut up and
Yeah.
we could have just gotten to fucking
Get down to it.
get down to it.
All right, we wish you guys the best.
Bye.